Released in January 2018 for all major consoles, and then in August for the Nintendo Switch, Iconoclast is a Metroidvania style game with easy to pick up controls and a fairly deep story. When you think of action platformer games, a strong, intricate storyline is not usually something that is normally associated with that genre. However, that is exactly what developer Konjac set out to do. Did they succeed in their endeavor to meld a deep narrative with a platformer, or is the game best left at the bottom of my to be played list? Let's take a look and find out. How you doing, fellow geeks? GamerDad79 here, and today we are taking a look at the Metroidvania game Iconoclasts. Now, before I started playing Iconoclasts, I really didn't know much about it. I received it as part of my PlayStation Plus subscription, and I just completely forgot about it. It didn't really seem like something I was going to be very interested in. Now, I have this app on my phone called My Game Collection, and I was like, you know what? Let me do something interesting, and it has this function on it where it chooses a random game for me. So I went ahead and let it choose Iconoclast, or it chose Iconoclast for me. The cover art looked pretty interesting for the game. So I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. Let's go ahead and try this game out. And what's the worst that can happen, really? All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about giant sandworms in the sky as a form of religion as we play Iconoclasts. In Iconoclast, you play as a female mechanic named Robin. She lives in a world where a sinister religious authority named the One Concern, ruled by a being known as Mother, controls the government and every aspect of its citizens' lives. The One Concern allows only licensed mechanics to handle the power source that they call Ivory that drives its machines and powers nearly everything in their world. Being a self-taught mechanic, Robin likes to help people with broken equipment, which is unfortunately illegal in this society. The soldiers of the One Concern track down Robin and label her a criminal and a heretic, which forces her to escape along with her allies and fight back against the One Concern. Like I was saying earlier, the story is actually very deep and well thought out. The One Concern really reminds me of religious zealots, right? Really, they take this religion and it's do or die. You listen to what we say or legit we kill you, because if you go against the teachings and the laws that are put out by the One Concern and Mother, basically you are given what's called your penance. Now, your penance is not exactly like it is in most religions. You don't go say, you don't go confess, say a few heavenly fathers or whatever it is, and you're absolved of your sin. Basically, a penance in this game is you get locked in your home and your home gets destroyed with you in it. That is your penance. It's definitely crazy what these people do to the lesser population, the people who live below there's a great city that everyone lives in this game. And if you're not part of that, not everyone, excuse me, if you're not living in that great city, you only get access to a certain amount of ivory. You're not allowed to help other people. It's just really, really crazy. As I said before, these are different allies that you come across, and you are joined throughout the game by these different allies, and they all have different abilities and different fighting styles. And I think it's really, really interesting how some of the fights are set up to where it plays off of both your abilities and your companion's abilities at certain points in the game. Very interesting, very well designed. I really love the artwork style of the game. It has this modern retro aesthetic that I really dug from the get-go. Even though it's presented in a pixelated style, the characters are very emotive and the animation is extremely fluid, so it brings this world to life in a beautiful way. Usually I'm not a fan of these heavily pixelated type graphics. When it comes to my platformers, I like that cartoony style. I think that really plays into what a modern platformer is. But The pixelated graphics really worked for this. All the characters, like I said, were very expressive. You could make out what was going on the screen, and it was really an amazing game. Very beautiful for a modern pixel style game. Gameplay wise, it's a very simple formula. Square to shoot your gun and circle to attack with your melee weapon. Now, you don't just use your gun and handheld weapon to attack. As in any good Metroidvania game, they are also used to help unblock different passages that are originally closed off. You upgrade your weapons, which allow you to access those blocked off passages later in the game. Now, I didn't think there was enough of a variety in your upgrades and in the weapons you had. You literally only have 3 upgrade slots, and there's not even that many upgrades to choose from. So once you picked the 3 that you were comfortable with, it really didn't feel like you needed to do anything else. You didn't need to try any other upgrades, because it really felt that, okay, I found the 3 that I liked and I'm going to stick with them. There was no incentive to try anything else. And I think that is one of the game's weaknesses. Boss battles are varied and well designed. I'm not going to show off too much here because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I had a lot of fun taking on all the different types of bosses. Just like in any game of its kind, you have to find the pattern or weak point for the boss, and you should be able to defeat them without too much trouble. I love the different designs of the boss monsters. Not just that, but the regular enemies that you fight as well. Very well designed, very well thought of, very, varied. You never got bored looking at your enemies, and something new was always coming your way. It wasn't just like a reskin, a different color of a monster that made it harder. You got a little bit of that, in this game, as with most games like this, but that wasn't the prevailing thing. Every level that was, you had your ice levels and your forest levels, and each one of those levels had a very different designed style of monster and enemy that you were facing off against. And again, it was just beautifully designed. I touched on the story a little bit earlier, but without giving too much away, I can say that the game takes a really dark turn early on once you find out what is really going on in this world. Things tend to get brutally worse as the game progresses, as more and more of the secrets of the one concerned are uncovered. Robin did not set out to take on this religious regime, but circumstances and her nature to help people kind of force her into it. It was crazy. The colorful, bright aesthetic of this world is really at odds with some of the dark storytelling that happens in the game, but it works. It's beautifully melded together in a great storytelling environment that really played off of each other very well. One of the things I really didn't like is that Robin is a silent protagonist. Come on, it's 2019. People don't want silent protagonists anymore. It's kind of explained at some point in the game, but still, it was a poor excuse. People want their heroes and heroines to be fully fleshed out and to be, to have something you want to latch onto. I get it. The idea there is to make the person a blank slate so you imprint yourself onto them. But maybe it's just me, right? I feel that in 2019, we should not have silent protagonists anymore. I think that all our protagonists should be well thought out individuals. They should have a voice, they should be fully fleshed out, and you should be able to connect with this person, with this being, with this individual that you are controlling for however many hours you are putting into this game. Final thoughts. Going into this game, I didn't know anything about it. It was a random choosing that I wouldn't have otherwise picked up. That is a shame because Iconoclast is one of the best games I have ever played. I usually play games in small chunks because of my busy life, but I marathoned the heck out of this game. I clocked in about 13 hours on this game. How Long to Beat estimates about 11 for the main story, and I did it all in a day and a half. That may not seem like much to most gamers, but to GamerDad79 is a big deal. I've stated before that games need to suck me in from the start and not let me go, and Iconoclast did just that. My life doesn't allow for many 50 to 100 plus hour games right now, and Iconoclast hit that sweet spot for me. The gameplay was accessible and the story was captivating. More people need to know about it and play this amazing game. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below if you've ever played Iconoclast before and what you thought about it. And if you haven't played Iconoclast before, has this video kind of talked you into it? Here's a hint, you really should try the game out. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell to let you know when I upload new videos. We all know that the YouTube algorithm is not exactly small YouTuber friendly. And if you are a fan of the channel and you like my content, please share. That's the best way to help GamerDad79 grow. If you are looking for more GamerDad79 content, be sure to check me out both on Facebook and Twitter. I will go ahead and leave the links to those in the description box below. And as always, check out the videos that are coming up on your screen right now for even more GamerDad79 content. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. As always, I am GamerDad79. Keep on geeking on.